Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't put me again. Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't put me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Go be money, miss away in the yellow correct you. Use the youth, the money, waste my must have man statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take this spit of money, God, and say that is not you. One day the man above end up, him a got a breath. But it in the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them
It
raise.
burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't put me again. Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't put me again.
For me say dig up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our river. Member bowl honey and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like people themselves.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the sun man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't put me again. Can't put me again. You can't.
Stibbidim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no keep. And some informer friend we love like we in Global. Bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global. We not promote them. We not support them. Look at them on the cheek come here represent for we in Global TV. Check it.
Good evening, and welcome. It is the evening after the pomp and circumstance of the state opening of Parliament for the legislative year of 2025. If you have watched it today, you might experience almost 2 hours of bullshit. what I aim to do tonight is to tell you what should have happened and how it could have been done in 10 minutes, and also what it was not. Good evening and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Faval, hey, Auntie, good evening. Oh. A handful of cornmeal, my dear. Greater 2 green banana. A handful of oats. And you can throw like an Irish moss in it, Faval. You never know, say I go contact today and we want to hear you, and like old people like we take we long for hear weak and feeble, hungry people when them attack, Favor. Never mind, dear, never mind. Never mind, you will come round to it. And your first time reading off a paper, Favor. So we can't blame you. We can't blame Favor to read off a paper for the very first time in our life. It's a first. It is a first. You have to congratulate her. It's the first the Minister of Finance has ever been reading off paper. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Vegas, I don't out you along this evening. My case John here, because I have a few questions for you after I have news for you. I have questions to ask or news to care. So, if you're there anywhere about you, catch up till we get to you. Ladies, sir, hey, come to darling, come. Hold on, we are run through tonight, you know. Tonight we're coming like rat, hungry rat looking food. We're just going through the vessel them tonight. Oh dear. Debbie Jarvis TV, Charmaine Livermore, good evening and welcome. Lassam Riley, good evening. Norman Ferguson, good evening and welcome. Marcia Thomas, Sunshine, good evening. Good evening. Rosemary Samuels, JP, good evening. Canadian Gal, good evening. John Rock 8766. Can you also start liking and sharing the live for us, please? Marcia Thomas, Christine Gilbert, Barbara Simpson, I said Canadian Gal already. Sunshine, Sophia Hall. Who else is here? Evan Bradford. Good evening. Andrea Joan Hamilton Wilson. Good evening. Sheena Kelly. Good evening. Estina Tyne. Good evening. Monica Wills. Paulette Lewis. RJ. Colin. Carlene Richards. Willie Dunn, good evening. Arlene Foster, Wagwan. Sonia Barracks. Elder, good evening. First time seeing you, I believe. JP, good evening. Abinasa Cody, good evening and welcome. Clifton Atkinson, good evening. Isola Campbell, I think. I don't know how to pronounce the first name, but I think that's it. Who else is there? Joseph Richardson, good evening. Think first time seeing that name as well, probably, I believe. Good evening, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Did you all heard Favor? And if you heard her, did you understand any at all what the paper the minister was reading off? And do you understand what the minister was reading? If you listened at all. We're going to go to Fayetteville first because we want to get off the heavy things them off our shoulder from early. We want to get a few things off the shoulder early. So when we're ready to start, eat off the rest of them head. They don't have nothing to
Thank
say.
you, Madam Speaker. It is a great honor to table in this most honorable house today,
So you idiot to start already?
Thursday, February 13, 2025, the following budgetary documents. Estimates of expenditure, fiscal year 2025-26. Jamaica Public Bodies, estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year ending March 2026. Fiscal year 2025-26, public sector consolidated estimates of expenditure. Revenue estimates, fiscal year 2025-26.
Antoinette
Jamaica
Mary, how are
Mortgage
you?
Bank, estimates of revenues and expenditure for the year ending March 2026. Tax expenditure statement for the year 2025. Medium-term debt management strategy, fiscal year 2025-26 through to 2028-29, and fiscal policy paper, fiscal year 2025-26. Madam Speaker, I give thanks for the many blessings that have been bestowed on me, starting with my entire family, both here and abroad. But specifically, my daughter, Nyla, who is in the gallery right now,
Catherine, good
watching
evening.
her mother. I give thanks to our Prime Minister, who has given me this historic opportunity. I also give thanks for my constituents
Cathy,
in
how you
St.
doing?
Andrew Eastern, who have entrusted me with their awesome responsibility to represent their
Sharon
interests.
Bernard. The Easy Chair.
I give thanks as well for my counselor in the Mona Division. And I want to say thank you to the Financial Secretary and the staff at the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service for their diligence. I know they spent many hours pulling these documents together. For my ever-present CPOs who would go to the ends of the earth for me, I say thank you for your unwavering commitment. And finally, I also want to say sincerest thanks for my colleagues in Parliament, the many well-wishers and congratulations that I've received from Jamaicans
Thanks, Cathy.
from all walks of life on being selected by the Prime Minister to be Jamaica's Minister of Finance and the Public Service. Madam Speaker, I know I happen to be a female.
Shockingly, my
Let me say
darling.
sincerely,
Shockingly.
I truly appreciate all the prayers, the smiles, and the handshakes. Madam Speaker, this budget is the 10th budget being laid in Parliament by this Andrew Holness-led administration. Having won the general election on
Violet
Thursday,
Watson, Andy, how are you?
2016, at that time, the budget that was tabled and approved for fiscal year 2016-2017 was approximately $580 billion. Today, I am tabling a budget for fiscal year 25-26 that is $1.3 trillion. Madam Speaker, this growth in our budget over the 10 years demonstrates the underlying strength of the policies of this Andrew Holness-led government. starting with the implementation of the shift away from direct towards indirect taxation. The first manifestation of the policy was the increase in the PAYE threshold.
No continue. But me would have want to work the amount of money like Favor and hungry like Favor at the same time. Believe you me, would have want to try the two of them.
From 792,800 to
Jeanette Riley.
1,272,000 in 2016. And then again in April
No, thank
2017,
you.
the threshold moved to $1.5 million in the famous phase it in that the then Minister of Finance and the Public Service, our very own Manayard, Minister Audley Shaw, so astutely shepherded through his tenure. Madam Speaker, that pivot.
No, Rennie Nicholson. As somebody in the Ministry of Finance write it, I know she write it. Them who used to stand up and talk them bullshit, I usually don't them write it. Them have somebody in the ministry, a speech writer, where sit down and just practice to conjure up bullshit. That's what speech writers do. It's their job, conjuring up bullshit.
Pivotal policy decision from direct to indirect continued last year, 2024-25, last fiscal year, when this Andrew Holness-led administration.
No, my
further
platform is not a
increased
PNP
the
platform, and
threshold
I'm an
to
independent journalist.
$1,788,000. Madam Speaker, Jamaica's national budget continues firmly in the $1 trillion range, having crossed that threshold for the first time in fiscal year 2022-23 with a revised budget of about $1 trillion. Total expenditure and payments for the upcoming fiscal year are projected at $1.3 trillion. This continued strength of our budget has been so despite a backdrop in fiscal year 24-25 of dry weather or drought, severe impact of Category 5 Hurricane Beryl, tropical storm Raphael, and rainfall. Madam.
You know, say everything God and nature going to have to help share the blame. You know, say sometime rat get blamed too. Carry on, mother.
Speaker, rainfall in all 14 parishes during the month of November that ranged between a minimum of 125% all the way to 300% of the 30-year mean rainfall for the month of November, according to data from Minister Samuda and the Met Office. I am sure many of us remember feeling saturated with water.
Take one pin, ma. Did Floyd Green last week in Parliament not told us, after Andrew told us the week before that the rainfall shared the blame in the state of the road and all that jazz? Then Floyd Green had to come the next week and explain something, and Floyd Green was saying we didn't have enough rainfall this year as opposed to in 30 years, some conjuring. But here another explanation again about rain. Why? Rain, watch when you walk, people will tell lie upon you.
Madam Speaker, in considering the numerous shocks that our Jamaican economy has endured over the past 10 years, including a global pandemic and the extreme weather events, my word for the Jamaican economy and the Jamaican people continue to be resilient. But Madam Speaker, the Jamaican economy did not become resilient overnight or just by itself on its own. The Jamaican economy has become resilient as a result of the people and the sound policies of this Andrew Holness-led government.
Jay Bless, how are you?
These sound policies, Madam Speaker, are the building blocks of this resilient foundation that this government continues to lay as we pivot to higher and more inclusive GDP growth,
Patricia,
and the nation we envision. As said in the throne speech this morning,
Juboy
a
Scotland,
nation of peace, opportunity, equity, and prosperity. That, Madam Speaker, is our next chapter. And so I look forward, Madam Speaker, to presenting the details of the fiscal year 2025-26 budget on Tuesday, March 11, 2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Marlene Quest. Julian will respond.
Madam Speaker, the tabling of the estimates of expenditure take place within the context of an acknowledgement by the minister that the country is in a recession. We have had 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, which meets that definition.
Good evening, Derek.
Madam Speaker, beyond the interruption of Hurricane Beryl, the country was already on a trajectory of going into negative growth. The quarter before, immediately preceding Beryl, the country grew by 0.2 of 1%. In the quarter prior to that, it was 0.8 of 1%. Since our recovery from COVID, which was strong, we have been on a decelerating path of growth. So we are within the context of a recession. We are within the context of close to 50% of Jamaicans identifying themselves as being food insecure, 55%, sorry, who cannot eat enough. The calculation of what the nutritional supplement per day, 55%.
You're not going to hear no more this evening.
They cannot afford to eat properly. We are within the context, happily, low unemployment, but 700,000 Jamaicans who are outside the workforce, who have opted out, and where there's a significant gap between the needs of employers and the willingness of those who want to work. So, Madam Speaker, with the presentation of these estimates, the country is at a critical trajectory. The estimates, while tabled, and the details will come in the presentation, must address the issues of the anemic growth that the country is currently experiencing. They also must address our inability to spend our capital budget. For the fiscal year ending, $19 billion unspent. Last fiscal year, it was $11 billion. There's a direct correlation between expanding our capital budget and economic growth. For the procurement, yes, but you table it on Tuesday. You will start today, and we'll respond next week. It is substantive legislation, Minister, and all we're asking for is the time to study it carefully. I see things in there, for example, I'm varying a bit, but I see things in there that give ministers the authority to change limits. That's significant. We need to understand what those limits are, the amounts. We want to ensure, yes, Delroy, all I'm saying is you table something on Tuesday, give us an opportunity. I'm willing to come back next week and deal with it. So I'm saying, Madam Speaker, the budget must account for, in spite of our macroeconomic indicators, the hardships faced by the Jamaican people. So we are going to participate happily in the debate once it is open, and we will outline what we will be doing differently as an administration to lift Jamaica out of the challenges that it has. We look forward to the debate, Madam Speaker.
Well, that's the end of Favel and Julian. And at this point, I'll take the time to explain, as I have not really zoomed in on it before as I did today, the throne speech, the state opening of Parliament, or some would call it the ceremonial opening of Parliament, same shuddery. Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream speech. In live and living color, it resonates today. Lasted 17 minutes. 17 minutes. The purpose of a throne speech or a king's or queen's speech is to outline the government legislative agenda for the current parliament cycle that is being opened, which is the legislative cycle for 2025, as well as it gives future announcement of the government, things that the government will bring in on board for the future. That's what the state opening of Parliament on the throne speech does. The throne speech is not about the past. The throne speech is about future legislative agenda, framework, or whatever the government is bringing on board. So what you saw today in our Parliament, if them always do it, Andrew Holness setting out 9 years of his record in government. This was purely, Ladybug, political propaganda. Using our parliament to spread political propaganda and send his political message. And if you think I'm lying, just go to Google later and look at the state opening of Parliament in the UK, which is the democracy we model. The Queen's speech is no longer than 10 minutes. No longer. Elizabeth never used to stay up there more than 5 minutes because the crown, them have to read the speech with the state crown upon them head. And the state crown is quite a heavy piece of tool upon your head. So nothing where you can turn up with what all day. The throne speech is read also in a particular style. It says, my government will bring legislation to do X, Y, Z. My government will sign XY deal or negotiate XY. My government will, futuristic, Andrew Holness, for the future. My government will. So all of what you saw today in the parliament, take it from me, I don't saw it go. The whole ceremonial apparatus as well was handled back to front. When the crown is coming to the parliament, everybody must be seated before the crown or its representative enters the parliament. So that big bravado and scuffle and scramble where you see they were having, they can have that, but that must be done before the crown arrives. Or in their phrase, they want to call it the throne. Before the throne or the crown arrives, or the representative of the crown or the throne, everybody must be seated. Once the crown comes and do their inspection of the guard, they move straight to the high chair and present the legislative agenda to the people. That's how the Westminster democracy works. This whole bravado of what Andrew Holness did, Fanny Barney at the two-board host, till the Barney, Fanny Barney at the one-board host, till in Rome, till in living at the two-room board house. Nothing don't go so. The GG is having is it a hip or spinal replacement? Something of the sort he's having. And the Custos of Kingston as well, the Deputy Governor General, Stedman Fuller. I did not see a Lady Fuller there either, because in such ceremonial, it's a Lord and Lady. However, I did not see or hear anything of Mrs. Lady Fuller. They would be referred to as Lady Fuller. But it didn't seem as if Mr. Fuller was given a run-through before, because when the guards would have been doing their exercise or whatever, yes, him have all of those military people on hand to give him minute by minute guidance, but it's the first time he's doing the protocol. So you think they would have given him a run through. There's like when he's doing the trooping of the colors and he's doing the inspection of the guard, they call it the sweeping of the colors in Jamaica, but in the United Kingdom it's called the trooping of the colors. When you see he's inspecting the guard, he's confused as to where he ought to be looking, but it's inspecting the guard, Custos. So you ought to be looking at the guards while you go down the runway. So them never have him properly just rehearse before the event. Mr. Fuller, are you an AI, a statue, or a me, he, or him? Because when you get to the podium, you just stand up in a one twisted, windy, bitter-looking, stiff, tight face, reading from a teleprompter. It didn't seem as if you researched the speech as well, because if you want to go back and listen to it, there was quite a few cracks and stutter to your speech, to Andrew Holness's speech, because it's the government. The throne speech or the Queen's speech is not written by the palace or palace representative. It is written by the government. The office of the Prime Minister writes the speech. That's why you see it was all about Andrew Holness and his cronies. So all of this state open of Parliament come off the platform and go suck your mama. Okay, thank you very much, Vish. Thank you. I do hope you don't get pus on corruption when you suck your mother, darling. All right? Take good care, darling. Right. Who do we jump off to next? Shall we go to Cliff Hughes or Vegas? Oh, let us go to Granny Mulvina. Mulvina may have listened to a rant this morning, because what Mulvina came back with this morning is an explanation. Cicely Mulvina came back with an explanation this morning. Let's hear what Mrs. Mulvina have to say in her shrouded explanation. And we can ask Granny Mulvina anything we have to ask her after. Lady J Love, how are you?
That.
Tell me if this not sound like a response to this morning's program.
That a high-level and facilitated by an international team of forensic investigators who were hired to examine the debacle that led or resulted from the collapse of the brokerage house Stocks and Securities Limited. Those forensic investigators.
Notice he said the collapse of the brokerage. He didn't like other media hosts who, when speak of what happened at SSL, they talk about the fraud hit SSL. The collapse brokerage, Granny Malvina.
That a high-level probe done by and facilitated by an international team of forensic investigators who were hired to examine the debacle that led or resulted from the collapse of the brokerage house Stocks and Securities Limited. Those forensic investigators have found that a substantial portion of Mr. Bolt's principal investment was stolen before it reached the account of Stocks and Securities Limited. In other words, when Mr. Bolt and his team thought they had put down for investment millions of dollars,
Baron Jones,
and they were given receipts, it is now
struggle to explain yourself, Cliff.
emerging
Cliff.
and has been emerging for some
Cliff.
time.
Struggle to explain yourself. Explain yourself and struggle while you explain yourself, Cliff. Just struggle to explain yourself.
Thought they had put down for investment millions of dollars, and they were given receipts. It is now emerging and has been emerging for
Jamaica, look at his eyes. Look at the movement of his eyes. He's searching for the lie as he go along.
and his team thought they had put down for investment millions of dollars, and they were given receipts. It is now emerging and has been emerging for some time. What Nationwide reported yesterday was not entirely new. What is new is the reporting we now have that the international forensic investigators have now corroborated what came out in court in 2024, March 2024, and was reported by, and here is the story from the Observer, the Sunday Finance Observer. And it's entitled, "Was Usain Bolt's Money Ever Invested? The Precipitous Fall of SSL." The difference between this report that was done March 2024 and what Nationwide's George Davis reported yesterday is the fact that the Judge Davis's report, and then I'll read to you the March 2024 report that came out in court.
Our sources include a senior official who has worked closely with the investigations. Nationwide News has for months been trying to ascertain how, when, and if one of Jamaica's finest sons will ever reclaim his substantial investment of over 12 million US or approximately 2 billion Jamaican dollars in SSL. We have been told that the picture is grim. Our sources say the investigations, which have been supported by the UK-based forensics auditing firm Kroll Associates, have found that Bolt's management team was sent fake invoices and updates by criminal accused Gina Panton. We are told that the fake invoices misled the track legend into believing that all of his intended principal investment was in fact sent to SSL. The fake documents also had the effect of leading Bolt's team to believe that his investment had grown appreciably. We are told that the investigations show that the bulk of the sum Bolt sent to be invested in SSL never reached any account at the brokerage house. The information casts major doubt over whether Bolt will ever recover what he had been calculating was due to him, given the size of his investment and the time which has passed since his money was put in. This comes as the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ODPP, continues to await additional documents from the Financial Investigation Division, FID, before deciding whether criminal charges are to be laid on any other individual arising from the fraud at SSL. The documents are reportedly key to informing the authorities about whether a case can be made out beyond a reasonable doubt against any other individual who was employed to SSL. Gina Panton is currently before the court facing multiple fraud charges. Panton had reportedly given a confession statement indicating that she had defrauded multiple accounts over many years. During an interview after the SSL fraud came to light, Bolt revealed that he had fired a member of his team who had responsibility for monitoring his investment at SSL. Earlier this week, Bolt told the popular podcast, The Fix, that he was beyond frustrated with the pace of the investigation into his missing funds.
There's been conversations, but nothing has materialized out of the conversation.
You feel like them are doing enough to try to solve things?
Yeah, brother. I personally, if they were doing enough, it would have reached a certain level already. It's been 2 years and we can't say.
Now, you notice Gina Panton is the only person that works at SSL. Gina Panton is the most cleverest woman that God has ever created. David, how are you? Because what Gina Panton has managed to done only can be done by an organization or an organized group. Gina Panton as well seem to have had autonomy over SSL. I repeat, Gina Panton, if you believe Cliff Hughes, which none of us believe, has total autonomy done it over SSL. Because Gina Panton won, sign off on everything. Gina Panton won, peddle every paper and swindle every money. Nobody else. That's a wee fool. That's one woman can take down a whole institution. One woman takes down a whole institution. Defraud multiple, over 40, I think, investors. One woman. No CFO, no auditor, no accountant, no legal advisor, no financial advisor, no chief executive, no nobody. Gene and Pantan won. Everybody was just sitting at SSL, sipping on tequila, sitting on a beach chair with their darkers, isn't it? Beat and teach, wagwan. Everybody over SSL was sitting under the grape tree on a beach chair, sipping tequila away under that straw hat and that shades, enjoying the beautiful sunny day right at the beach side. And they have been doing that for years, continuously. Gene and Pantan alone run SSL. Gene and Pantan had full autonomy. Gene and Pantan said me write the receipt there. Me fix up the statement there so it go. Me no want nobody ask nothing. When me say I saw it go, I saw it go. This is just what Cliff Hughes told us, you know. Gene and Pantan won, brought down SSL. Oh boy, what if it thought pan next? Oh, if it thought pan next? Because of attention, Cliff I look, you see. Cliff Hughes I look attention. Knowledge is power. Cliff Hughes I look attention. So make Granny Mulvina go on because you see a vloggers, you have to follow a vlogger story, you have to follow, you know, Granny. But go on. They say me if you thought pan that one there. That one there, he, she, and that bitch, Miss Gagas. Polly boy, a story what me hear, you know. I don't know, so once me hear it, me I care about the news. Polly boy, Vegas. You name a call. Say he might be a relative of yours. But the broader story though, Cliffy, is that one of your JLP friend wanted 300 million to borrow from him. That would suggest, Cliffy, in the Jamaica political cycle, it is somebody who want to run a campaign to make sure they maintain or get a seat. It's the seat buying money, you see, Vegas. The seat buying money. But me hear say your cousin refused to lend the person the 300 million because don't know the person like that. So me hear say from that him start get threats and bullying and all sort and promise to have his gun license removed. No, it's 300 million, not 300. It's a rich man. He can dash that, as Nigerians would say. He could just dash. He could just dash that. Trust me. Polly boy, as I understand, could just dash that. What is annoying though, if this is Vegas's cousin, everybody is waiting for Mr. Vegas to come out and condemn the attack on his cousin that leave his cousin in the hospital by some, whether it be rogue police or Andrew's death or warning squad, you see. The bigger argument, Mrs. Peter King, is that it is alleged, it has been said that Vegas, the widow of Peter King, is the one who set up his very own cousin. And we are asking Vegas if something can go so. Would it be that you were the one who tell your labor right friend them say, Go see if you pick a money off of that boy, they can have holy pastache. Did you set your cousin up, Mr. Vegas? Did you set your cousin up? Did you get the Labour Party and their criminal police organization to attack your cousin because you all couldn't have heist him out of 300 million? Vegas, you need to talk. Dr. Campbell, me no like how you shut Vegas mouth all the while go on, you know, bad to bad, Dr. Campbell. Dr. Campbell, bad to bad. We did tired him out, but we don't love how you just shut us up plum. We don't love how you shut the man, but make him talk a little bit. Make him get to talk a little bit. So we can say, shut up, say Dr. Campbell come. Make him talk a little bit, Dr. Campbell, just a little bit. Because when Dr. Campbell backs him on his mouth, you know, don't hear a word, not even grunt. If Vegas feel pain, you wouldn't hear the grunt. Dr. Campbell, why are you so wicked, sir? The man who studied psychology and anthropology? The anthropologist and the either psychologist or sociologist, he does a lot of gist and others. Hey, Sister Pusey. No man, you need to come out, yeah. Sister Pusey can't just sit down lap tail so like you don't hear your name a call. You don't hear say your cousin in a hospital serious because of what your labor right friend them and your labor right police them do to your friend Vegas. Oh God, Vegas. Have mercy. Now, let's move on to some more expensive type of bullshit. I mean, these bullshit, you can take them uptown and get good price for them. And when they say good price, you know, the bullshit I'm about to show you, the bullshit that I am about, what happened here? Ah, Jesus, the computer thought play up when we reach to the decent part. Wait there, my people. Computer, don't do it. Do not do it, computer. Because we reach to the bullshit part, you know. We reach to the part where things might just go down south. We are at the part where things, something, computer, stop it. Computer, oh God, why is it doing this to me? Bear with. Bear with me, my people. Bear with me. The computer start give problem just when we get to the expensive part of the bullshit. Right? Come on. Can you all permit me to jump out of the studio quickly and jump back in? Hold on. Spare with me, YouTube. I need to jump out of the studio and jump back in so I can solve the screen problem I am having. Oh, ta-ra. Hold on. It's going to knock me out. Right. Thank you very much. I'm back into the studio. Let me get my screen set up back, please. Just bear with. One won't be long. I won't be long at all. Screen share. That over there. And you up here. What else do I need? I need my slide. Right, Baps, your uncle. Baps, your uncle. High level bullshit now.
And animals, so we're going to baptize you in the name of Jesus, so that no spirit can use you. In the name of Jesus, yes, we're going under in the name of Jesus. God, no sin, but we're washing you. Make it covered. Okay, one day. I never baptized a dog before. The whole family is redeemed in the blood of Jesus.
Baptize us anew with power from on high. We seek thy rich blessings with mercy draw nigh. We humble beseech thee, their lamb that was slain, with love and the Spirit, baptize us today. I'm telling you all the time, so this Christian fuckery a bullshit. You see how long me telling us that Christian fuckery a bullshit. Ladies, sir. Ladies, sir. It gone too far now. Lady, sir. Lady, sir. Come back on stage. Come grab up your front. Come back on stage, lady, sir. Come pat your front. Lady, sir, come back on stage. Come cuss bad word. A fuckery, this is no lady, sir. Lady, sir, the baptizing of a dog is an attention-seeking media bullshit. Lady, sir. This gone too fucking far. Lady, come back on the stage. I know it's a bother for you. That Spice may be out there and make up nice. Lisa Hyper War or share Gonatas Butters. Lady, sir. Lady, sir. You hear how much time I call your name? Lady, sir. The stage. Skin out, broke out, pat out. Lady, sir. Where you take up and mad you. You know, if you take up more where you can manage. The rainbow shaka mama more and then fuck real lady, sir. Enough of it. Enough of the bullshit. It has gone too far. Your media attention, ladies, sir. Your attention seeking, ladies, sir. You're bothered about financial. Go on in ahead, ladies, sir. Cut out the bullshit. Little girl, cut out the bullshit. Offering whores, cut out the bullshit, ladies, sir. This is purely bullshit. Telling you what time about these people and these churches. Me telling about these people and these churches and these ministries and for top make people walk and play with you, no? But you love walk and give on the money. Cause all I know with you offering to ladies and donate to ladies and but if me be gonna donate, don't know. We don't think for because in got last school in rich, but you know sister me out here work for no ladies that we are baptized. Dog! We don't still pay offering to ladies, sir. Bullshit, ladies, sir. Like seriously. Serious level of bullshit. No, one UK. Me have to make ladies sir know say a bullshit. Bullshit, ladies, sir. Get back on the stage. Go skin out and broke out. And that's all you know. And that you understand. Stop following the foolishness. Go back, go do what you understand and what you can do. You're not born for this. Many are called, but few are chosen, ladies, sir. You don't know none of them. You are just confused. You're just bitter. You're just evil. You're just antichrist, ladies, sir. Little girl, go on back on the stage. Go on back, go skin out and pat your front and them something. And them something that we love to see you do. And them something that excite and entertain with ladies, sir. Go on back on the stage. Don't suit you. You're a disgrace, ladies, sir. You are a national disgrace to Jamaica, ladies, sir. This attention-seeking bullshit has gone too far. Way too far now. And somebody must tell this idiot girl, say, idiot girl, go back on the stage. Simple put. Go on back on the stage. Where you there don't fit you. That's why nobody now come at your church. A ungo go will come at your church, ladies, sir. Anyway, let me not disrespect go. Thank you all for being here tonight on the Global Television Group. Lovely to have your support, as always. They say, Zenet Beckford says she's going to be up next. No, sir. Girl fool now, man. This girl fool and stupid now. Anyway, I want TikTok to hold on for my mouth because the dirty robot them over TikTok are going like say my mouth belong to them. Every time I chat them give me a violation. And my mouth TikTok and the word them were making a dictionary as them may call. Me not call no abbreviation over if you please TikTok because I never learn abbreviation at school. Me learn the word them in a dictionary and them may use when me talk. So if TikTok want to get up in them feelings, just get up in your feelings. When you wake up and come out of it, then we will come back. Anyway, thank you all very much for being here tonight. It's lovely to have your support, as always. You got 3 programs today. What did she do? Oh, Sweeney just have come. Let me show you what the evil do, Sweeney. Let me show you what the evil did.
No unclean spirit come and dwell in you. Love to dwell in God and animals. So we're going to baptize you in the name of Jesus so that no spirit can use you in the name name of Jesus. Yes, you're going under in the name of Jesus. God no sin, but we're washing you. Make Jesus the blood of the Lamb. Okay, one day.
Lady Sa is just one crazy, bitter bitch. That's what she is. Just crazy and bitter. Thank you all very much for being here tonight on the Global Television Group. It's lovely to have your support. As always, join us back tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program. How you say she groomed the dog. Judgment per Lady Sa. Anyway, my people, walk good. Thank you all very much, and good night from the Global Television Group.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.
No, sir. Murder.